My name is Sharon Jones, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to use a room at our local church, and I'm accompanied here with some friends, family, and members of the community. My name is Sharon, and I'm actually a very proud member of the Village of Covington, where I currently live. I lived there for 7 years with my family, my husband, my 2 children who actually attend Covington Elementary School. In the time that I've been a resident of Covington, I've come to respect the embedded ethics and the strong sense of community support within our village. I've also learned that the members of this community strive to make informed decisions, which is why I'm here to speak to you today about the proposed combined levy and bond issue that failed in August of 2010. It is my intent to share facts, statistics, and our financial perspectives regarding the proposed building project. I will only share with you the verifiable information and in turn hope that this will broaden your sense of knowledge so that the next time we choose to put it on the ballot, we will have a different outcome. One of the things that happened after the vote is the Covington Village, or the board members specifically, elected to have an outside company come in and do a survey of registered voters. The survey was conducted via residential phone lines, landlines, amongst 250 voters within the Village of Covington. The results were actually rather mind-boggling, to say the least. Some of the results, some of the comments I would like to share with you. This was actually conducted between October 17th through 21st of 2010. One of the very important questions that was asked actually in this, and if you'll bear with me for just one moment, what is the biggest reason that you think voters voted against it? One of the comments, and I quote, is, "I myself have been out of work and cannot afford any addition to what I'm already paying." With the economy the way it is, there are a lot of people or other people out of work and struggling to pay their taxes as well. Very true. I certainly couldn't disagree with that. One of the next comments for the same question simply states, "I think that we have 3 good buildings here already," and I think it was ridiculous. Well, don't hold nothing back. The next one, same question, says, "I think taxes are high enough the way it is, and if you keep on it, it will get worse. Look at the papers with all the people trying to sell houses. People can't pay for their houses. How can we pay for a new school?" And that's one of the things that we're here to look at today. One of the things that I would like to bring to your attention is basically a financial overview. If your home was valued at what dollar amount, what specifically would you have to pay? And I'll begin that with, if your home was valued at $100,000, then your annual cost is $214.38 per year. A monthly cost, a weekly cost, and I'll skip right on to the daily cost of 59 cents per day. And seriously, folks, that's less than a cup of coffee a day for a new school. Unbelievable. If your home was then valued at $125,000, using the same formula, your annual cost would be $363.67 per year. Again, with that comes a certifiable monthly cost and weekly cost. And you do have pamphlets with all of that information to take home with you today. The daily cost of this would be $1. And then the last margin or breakdown, if you would, that at least I'm sharing with you today, and again, you have more in your pamphlets, but the annual cost of an average homeowner with the valued home of $150,000 is going to be $436 a year. You again have the monthly, weekly cost, but the daily cost is $120 per day. A couple things I'd like to mention, going back to one of those voters' comments. We have 3 good school buildings now. Well, I'll leave the word good out of it. That's for you to determine. We do have 3 buildings. There's no disputing that, but we also have operational expenses for all 3 buildings, which could in fact be condensed into one building. Right now, we're paying utilities on 3 buildings. We're doing repairs on 3 buildings. We're doing maintenance, whether it be pavement or it be playground or it be roofing on 3 buildings. We are also paying cafeteria help for 3 buildings rather than just 1. So there's a lot of things when you say 3 buildings that could actually be condensed into 1. I'm going to ask for your patience for just a moment because I do want to show you one of the interesting aspects of the survey that I found. And it's a bar graph. And again, these are legitimate voter responses. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, but I do want to pan in so that the camera can see this. One of the questions that was asked is, if you knew that it would cost less to build a new building than it would be to upgrade our existing buildings to the Ohio State School Facility Standards, would it make you more or less likely to support a combined levy and bond issue to build a new school building if one was on the ballot in the near future? Unbelievably, 70% of the people said yes. 70%! But yet we failed miserably. Another question states, if you knew that the age and condition of the existing building makes it difficult to secure them to prevent unauthorized people from entering during the school day, would it make you more or less likely to support a combined levy and bond issue to build a new school building if one was on the ballot in the near future? And again, almost 60% of you said yes. And then the last graph chart says, if you knew that a building is needed to provide space for full-day kindergarten that will be required by the state of Ohio next year, would it make you more or less likely to support a combined levy? And again, around 58% of you said that it would. I'm going to ask you one more time to bear with me as I turn this around. You know, just to be specific here, one of the things that we were asking for was only 48% funding from you. 52% of that is coming from the state. We are, in fact, considered a LAP school district. So as long as the money is available, we're entitled to it. The question is, how long is it going to be there? We don't know. Right now, we are eligible for 52%, which gives us $13 million to build a new school with. That means we only need $12 million from the taxpayers. You know, I know that sounds like an incredibly significant amount of money, but again, if you look at the financial breakdown, then I think it's something that hopefully will shed some new light. One of the things that I would like to move forward and look at is some health and medical concerns in regards to our current schools. I do want to put a disclaimer on this. The school board members did not want to make this an issue during election time. The disclaimer basically is that our schools are 100% safe. Okay, so there's no reason to concern there. But our schools do have asbestos. They're at safe levels. They've undergone abatement programs. But the point still remains, we have asbestos. Now, if I were a realtor showing you a beautiful home, beautiful, and at the end of the walkthrough I said to you, this home has asbestos, how many people would walk away from that? How many people would just say, absolutely not, let's continue our search and move on? Or how many of you would choose to go ahead and buy it and live in it? I don't think many people would. But yet, we make the informed decision every day to send our children to school for 6 hours a day in schools that we know, we have proof, have asbestos. Some of the facts and statistics that I just want to take a moment to bring to your attention are that the Covington Elementary did undergo a school abatement about 8 years ago and the middle school 10 years ago. Asbestos is currently believed to be in 75% of remaining schools or schools built between the years 1930 and 1980. At least 178 teachers have died from mesothelioma in the last 25 years. Now, this is the one that I found phenomenal. In undispersed asbestos, a simple push pin. Now, let's consider, have you ever been in an elementary school? You go up and down the hallways, and there are tons of pictures on display for anyone, parents, visitors to see as they come in and for the art shows. One push pin emits 6,000 fibers of asbestos. That's what our children's breathing and taking into their lungs. Although our schools are considered safe, there is no denial that we currently have asbestos. One of the other health concerns that I would like to move along to is the issue of air quality. Covington High School has a lack of windows and offers no air conditioning. None. Now, I've heard it said before, some of you old timers here, I never had that growing up in schools. Okay, asthma was never that high back then. The percentage of people with allergies was never that high back then. In your schools, because I'm aware of the schools you grew up in, they're right here in Covington, they had windows. The high school don't, all right? Therefore, you do have a huge issue of air quality. Both the elementary and the middle school has no conditioning. We have windows, yes, but they're not all functional. That's something to take into consideration. A result to this would be with the lack of insufficient airflow. The air quality is compromised. This results in an excessive and unnecessary spread of germs ranging from the common cold, strep throat, flu, and even includes the H1N1 virus. Children with immunocompromised health conditions are especially at risk, resulting in increased absenteeism, a drop in grades, and a poor self-image. I'd like to go ahead and wrap this up, but I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts, and you might be sitting there wondering, what can I do? What do I need to do? And I'm going to start with the responsibilities of the school board members. With the question, what can school board members do to help ensure and persuade voters in preparation for the next proposed levy? Educate would be my top answer. Educate voters on medical necessity for a new school. Now, mind you, don't induce panic. Again, that wasn't part of their campaign. They did not want to do that. But don't fail to give the facts. Number 2, research. I have personally interviewed 2 of the school board members, and this is a huge priority right now on their building project list. They do want to research and look into nearby school districts who have built new schools and identify any operating expense issues. We do understand that with the current economy, there's been a decrease in employment. That does trickle down. There's less income tax. There's less school tax. There's less state and local federal money on all levels, which are in a combined effort used for operational expenses. So they're going to be looking into that. Examine all allowed funding used for operational expense, something I just mentioned, to ensure there are enough available funds to keep a new school operational. We can convince you, we can talk to you, maybe we can persuade you to vote yes and get it. We don't want it if we can't afford it. It's definitely something we're looking into. Next would be inform voters of the estimated cost for upgrading current schools to state standards versus building a new school. Those are facts, numbers, and figures that needs to be given to the public. In interviewing both of the school board members, both specifically stated to me that they did not make that part of the campaign, as they did not want voters to feel as if they were in fact receiving an ultimatum. Next would be to enlighten voters on the operational expenses and maintaining 3 separate buildings versus 1. I think it would be very important to have the financial statistics, the overview, the stats on that, again, in respect, so that we can make an informed decision. And basically, overall, voters want to see numbers so that they can make an informed decision. They simply want more financial information. And not that we don't want to give that to you. It's just changed. The economy's changed. There's been a lot about it changing. There's been new research added to this, which is going to affect the numbers. And then the last thing, in conclusion, what can voters do in preparation for the next proposed levy? It's very simple. Become informed. You want to be an informed voter. Attend the school board meetings. They are open to everyone. Ask questions. It never hesitate. And our board members are available. If you can't make a meeting, you want to call, you've got a question, their email information is available online at the school website. Shoot them an email. They'd be happy to answer your questions. Next would be to talk to family, talk to friends, talk to neighbors, but most important, talk to your children. They are a part of this process. Their opinion is almost as important, if not, as your vote. And then the last thing is vote. The voter percentage turnout was very discouraging last time. I would like to see more parents with children currently in the school system be the primary voters if this should get on a future ballot. One of the things, again, that I would like to leave you with is your opinion is only valid if you put it on the ballot. That's real important. So I really want to thank you for your time. My phone number, my email information is in the packets that I handed out to you. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me. If I don't know the answer, I'll certainly be sure to find it out for you. Again, I thank you for your time, and you have a wonderful afternoon.